As we are live with another one. Okay, live with another one. I am back post UFC 317. I understand we're a few days from that event. I understand a lot has happened since that event. Okay, but guys, welcome to the channel. This is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it, guys. Okay? Thank you for supporting independent MMA media. I really appreciate you guys. The only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, guys. Let's get straight into it, guys. We have a new lightweight champion, guys. We have a new lightweight champion, and his name is Ilia Topuria, guys. Let's give him a round of applause. Let's give Ilia Topuria a round of applause for his incredible achievements that he's been able to do, guys. Okay, point blank period. Ilia Topuria has been able to do things that are just unheard of. Okay? First he knocks out Volk. Then he knocks out Max. And then he just totally stone cold stunnered Charles Oliveira in the very first round, guys. What a crazy event that was. All right. Crazy fight in Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. But guys, the fight that a lot of people need to, start talking about and not giving their respects out there. You know what I mean? The fight that everybody needs to be talking about right now, put it that way. The fight that everybody needs to be talking about. I understand Ilia Topuria knocked out Charles Oliveira. Amazing. You know what I mean? Amazing. But guys, taking a fight on 2 weeks' notice against a guy like Brandon Royval, guys, that's not an easy fight. That's not an easy fight for a damn near top 5, competitor. Let alone Joshua Van taking a fight against Brandon Royval, one of the best in the flyweight division. Took that fight in 2 weeks' notice, showed up, and pressed his ticket to championship gold. Guys, let's give Joshua Van a round of applause, guys. How you doing, guys? How are you doing? Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, guys. Okay, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it, guys. Okay, which country? I'm in the U.S., guys. I'm in the U.S. of A, guys. But let's give a round of applause for Joshua Van. What a performance he gave. And look, all due respect for Brandon Royval as well, man. You know what I mean? The guy showed up. He also had a fight on 2 week notice, going against a Joshua Van. There's not a lot of video on the guy. You know what I mean? All we know about Joshua Van is that he's a striker. He's a striking fighter. He likes to strike. He has great combinations, and he likes to land combination against the body. You know what I mean? That's pretty much all you can come up with Joshua Van. But guys, Joshua Van went in there, pressed his ticket, and now he'll be fighting for gold in the flyweight division against Alexander Pantoja. And that is the next leeway right now. Alexander Pantoja versus Makhachev, France. Guys, Alexander Pantoja went in there and dominated. Pure domination. I did call that fight as well. I mean, look, Alexander Pantoja is doing phenomenal things as well. Phenomenal champion. Now he's up against Joshua Van. I do think Alexander Pantoja wins that fight just for the simple reason that his grappling and his Brazilian jiu-jitsu is phenomenal. You know what I mean? And he was able to prove it against Makhachev, France. Makhachev, France had no answer on the ground. Literally no answers on the ground for Alexander Pantoja when it came to his Brazilian jiu-jitsu skills. Point blank period, guys. Let me read some of these comments. Okay, I am from India. Well, bless India, man. Bless from me to you. Blessings, man. I am from India too. Bless, man. Bless everybody from India, man. What's your FFU? I don't know what that. How you doing, Alex? What's going on? How you doing? Arman coming from Topuria. Well, that's the plan, guys. That is the plan. I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know what the UFC has, planned right now. I understand that after the fight, after the Ilia Topuria and Charles Oliveira fight, I know Paddy the Baddy did get into the octagon and made this, this clip, so to speak, of Ilia Topuria and Paddy the Baddy drama. But honestly, that's not the fight to make. The fight to make is Ilia Topuria versus Arman. Arman deserves it, in my opinion. I think Arman is that guy. Is that next guy? Is that next number one contender to fight for that title? And actually, in my opinion, I think Arman should have fought against Ilia Topuria, not Charles Oliveira, in my opinion. Okay, but you know what I mean. The UFC, they tend to do what they want to do. They don't really want to, they don't really like to do what the fans want. If it has anything to do with entertaining the fans, the UFC is checked out. You know what I mean. They don't want no part in entertaining the fans, and that is point blank. Period. All right, that is factual. Have you taken a look at the Ultimate Fighter show? The shit is in shambles, guys. Let me read some of these comments. Patty won't fight Ilia. Well, I mean, I think Patty the Batty is actually fighting Justin Gaethje, guys. That'll be another video for another time. But I actually do think Justin Gaethje and Patty the Batty is actually signed and is actually in the books, guys. So I don't think Ilia Topuria is going to fight Patty the Batty, in my opinion. I think the UFC just did that to build off some steam. Hoping and wishing that Paddy the Baddy goes in there, finishes. Justin Gaethje and Ilia Topuria is able to go in there against Arman and finish him as well. And maybe we could get this long-awaited fight between Ilia Topuria versus Paddy the Baddy that has, a long history of drama. Dream striking match is Peter Yan versus Joshua Van. That's a wow, Alex. Alex, look, man, you bring up a good point. That is a great, great fight right there, in my opinion. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it, guys. The only channel where the fans come first, not last. And that is a good point that you bring up, Alex. That's a crazy fight, and when we're talking about Peter Yan and Joshua Van. But I think Joshua Van, he's doing big things. He's on a winning streak. Took a took a fight on 2 week notice against Brian Royale, number one contender in that flyweight division. And he beat him. And now he's gonna fight Alex Pantoja. And we'll see. We'll see how that fight goes. He definitely has to, definitely train his wrestling defense and his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu defense as well. And keep this fight on the feet, because if he keeps this fight on the feet, Joshua Van can't find success, guys. Let me see. You are true, bro. Ilia should face some powerful wrestlers like Arman, not chinless Oliveira. When it comes to Charles Oliveira, man, if you guys watch my UFC prediction fights, which actually, guys, for my UFC fight predictions after UFC 317, I am 140 wins and 95 losses. I repeat, I'm 140 wins and 95 losses for my UFC fight predictions for 2025, guys. That is a great record right there. That is above 60% on calling it straight. Okay, and going back to what I was saying, I don't think, if you go back to my UFC fight prediction video, I did pick Charles Oliveira to win that fight. Okay, I'm a huge Charles fan, so I wasn't going to pick against him. However, when it comes to Charles Oliveira, I did mention in that video, in my UFC fight predictions, that Charles Oliveira virtually has no head movement. That's one thing about his game that I've always looked at, and I've always questioned, why can he move his head in a certain manner? And it just proved me, this fight against Ilia Topuria proved me right. That's just a huge flaw that Charles Oliveira has and has had for a very long time. And Ilia Topuria was able to capitalize on that flaw, and he capitalized beautifully. I'll tell you that much. That was a poetry in motion when we're talking about that right hand that Ilia Topuria landed on Charles Oliveira's chin. Very, very, very crazy, crazy knockout. Um, What else, man? Uh, Beneil Dariush was able to go in there and get a win against Renato Moicano. I did call that fight as well. I did have Beneil Dariush winning that fight as well. I just thought Beneil Dariush was a better all-around, mixed martial arts fighter. I just thought if the fight, stood on the feet, I thought Beneil Dariush would find success against Renato Moicano, just because I don't really have a huge faith on Renato's, striking. And I thought if Beneil Dariush and Renato Moicano, if this fight goes to the ground, I think Beneil Dariush had better grappling as well and better Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills as well. So I did have Beneil Dariush winning that fight. He did win that fight by unanimous decision. They definitely both did look old. Beneil Dariush definitely look old. Renato Moicano definitely did look old as well. They look stiff as a board. But bless their hearts, man. I've always been a Beneil Dariush fan. I'm glad that he was able to get this win, and we'll see what happens with Beneil Dariush. I don't see him competing for gold. It's just a little too late in his career, in my opinion. But he's a great mixed martial arts fighter, really is. What else, guys? What else we can say about UFC 317? Pantoja would wrestle with Van when they will fight. Yeah, I think that's exactly right. That is exactly right. That's the way I see that fight going as well. Alexander Pantoja's wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is phenomenal, and he will be idiotic. It will be idiotic of Alexander Pantoja not for him not to utilize his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills against Joshua Van and use his wrestling skills against Joshua Van and bring that fight to the ground. You know what I mean? Because it is a mixed martial arts fight. It's not a striking, kickboxing fight. It's a mixed martial arts fight. So Alexander Pantoja, I definitely do see him winning that fight for sure. Especially against Joshua Van, a fighter that he goes out there and he likes to strike. He likes to entertain the viewers. Very entertaining fighter, but it's just can he go 5 hard rounds against a person like Alexander Pantoja? We shall see. I think Pantoja can surpass DJ in flyweight. I honestly, it's sad that we live in a world where we're consistently trying to outdo somebody else. You know what I mean? We're consistently so to speak, living in somebody else's shadow. When in reality, we're just all living our individual lives. You know what I mean? So when it comes to Alexander Pantoja, I don't like to compare fighters at all. You know what I mean? When it comes to DJ, I think he was just as overall, DJ was just a phenomenal athlete, phenomenal mixed martial arts fighter, and will forever be a legend in the game. So for me to compare Alexander Pantoja to DJ, that would be total disrespect in my opinion, and blasphemy from my behalf. I have too much respect for DJ. I like Alexander Pantoja, but if I had to say anything, I think he's just building his own legacy. You know what I mean? He's continuously building his own legacy, and he's proving that he's one of the best mixed martial arts fighter, uh, you know, to ever grace the UFC octagon. To be honest, what do you think will happen to Arman? Uh look, guys. I honestly think Arman should get the next shot. In my opinion, Arman deserves the next shot. Okay. Uh, there's been many fighters that pulled out of fights. I mean, Khabib Nurmagomedov was a big, a huge star that pulled out of a multitude, like multi. I'm talking more than 5 fights. Khabib Nurmagomedov had pulled out of. So for Arman, for the UFC not to give the Arman the opportunity to fight for gold just because he pulled out due to injury, I think that's crazy enough. I think the UFC is doing him a disservice, and they're kind of fucking up his career, in my opinion. Excuse my French. So for Arman, I hope he gets the opportunity to fight Ilia Topuria because, in my opinion, he's the one. He's that one fighter that should have been there, fighting Ilia Topuria prior to Charles Oliveira fighting him. In my opinion. So hopefully Arman could go in there and prove that he's one of the top lightweights, if not one of the best lightweights in the world. But we shall see. We shall see what the UFC does, because we've seen crazier things. The UFC likes to do crazy things, and they like to do things that don't really make sense. Okay. Um, we all did. I wanted Charles Oliveira to win. Honestly, I wanted Charles to win too, man. I wanted Charles to win too, man. Now, we already seen Oliveira as champ and him lose to Islam. We should give new guys a chance. I like that. I like that. Topuria already proved himself beating Volk. Fight Club, I hear you. Who do you think will win, Ilia versus Islam? Me, personally, I pick Islam. If there was a fight between Islam and Ilia Topuria, guys, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I've been wrong. I've been wrong every time against Ilia Topuria. I have not picked Ilia Topuria to win a fight. Okay, when he went against Volk, I said Volk will win, and he surprised me. Okay, and I honestly I wasn't even surprised, especially after Volk got knocked out by Islam. You know, coming off of that short notice fight, right? Um, and then all of a sudden he fights Max Holloway, and I'm like, oh no, Max Holloway, he's not gonna get knocked out. He's never been knocked down. How is he gonna get knocked out? And then all of a sudden Ilia Topuria goes in there and knocks him out. Guys, I have not picked Ilia Topuria to win not one of his fights against these big, big name fighters. And unfortunately, I've been taking some L's because of Ilia Topuria. So on this next venture, man, when it comes to Ilia Topuria and Islam, man, I don't know who I'm gonna pick. But from the top of my head right now, I'm gonna pick Islam to win that fight. I think Islam is he's just a better overall mixed martial arts fighter. He might not have the punching power, but the guy has the skills, technique, and the willpower. So from the top of my head, I say Islam. However, you know what I mean? If that fight ever does happen, man, that's gonna be a tough one to pick. I'll tell you that much. Let me see. Yeah, true. He did so well against Islam in Oliveira, and Arman versus Ilia Topuria. Who wins? If it was Arman versus Ilia Topuria, I'm gonna pick Arman to win. I like Arman. I like his style. I like his physicality. I like his size. I'm gonna pick Arman to win that fight for sure. And how the hell does Sarikian find this motivation as son of a billionaire, whereas Khabib said Dagestanis are mentally tougher because they poor and hard and had hard life. I mean, that's a good point, man. That's a good point. I mean, you know, I guess you just gotta love what you do. You know what I mean? And then Armin is just one of those guys that he just enjoys what he does. You know what I mean? He's a fighter and he enjoys it. He enjoys it wholeheartedly, and he likes the experience. And to be honest with you, Armin as a champion wouldn't be bad. And Armin versus Ilia Topuria, that's not a bad fight to book either. The UFC needs to do their due diligence, honestly, because they've been fucking up a lot of shit. Let me see. What's up, gang? Oh, what's up, Dean? Welcome back to the chat, Dean. Haven't been on the channel for a little bit, guys. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, guys. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. All right, the only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, I don't know what the other channels do, but I know for a fact they're not coming first. Let me read some of these chats right here. Do you think Patty have a chance? I mean, of course Patty has a chance. Of course Patty the Batty has a chance, of course. But we also know that Patty the Batty doesn't have good head movement either. Okay, and Patty the Batty, he has gotten caught on his chin cleanly, and he's gotten rocked. Okay, but he's fought through it. Okay, so he does have, you know, the will to win. Okay, and not only that, but Patty the Batty, he's been, you know, developing his skills. His Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills is phenomenal. Okay, he's getting submission wins after submission wins. So, and he's fighting higher level competition these days. So when it comes to Patty the Batty, he definitely has a chance. I'm not gonna say he doesn't have a chance. For sure, he has a chance. But easier said than done when you're fighting a guy like Ilia Topuria, who's a great mixed martial arts fighter. Doesn't matter if the fight goes to the ground. Doesn't matter if the fight's a striking affair. He doesn't really care if he gets punched or hit. He's not afraid of being in and out of that void. And fighting a person like that is fucking troubling. And Ilia Topuria is a problem. Let me see. Let me see. More than 70 people watching you today. Well, Dean, that's what it is, man. That's what happens, That's what happens, consistency, right? Consistency. If you continuously do your thing, people start gravitating to towards that positive thing that you're doing or whatever it is that person is doing. And right now, I'm pushing this channel. I'm grinding. You guys are grinding. You know what I mean? You guys are helping me build this channel, right? Because this is your channel, guys. I can't express that enough, guys. All right, this is your channel. I'm just the pilot. I'm just guiding us, so to speak. But this is your channel, guys. Let me see. Rest in peace, Patrick. I don't know who that is. Rest in peace to him. Love this channel. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the love, man. I think Arman will wrestle with Ilia and impose his physicality and power on him, unlike Oliveira, who moves forward and decides to strike with him. I agree with that. I agree with that take, K. I agree with that take, K. I really do. Combat, combat. When it comes to Charles Oliveira's strategy, that was his. That honestly, that was the only strategy that he could come up with, guys. The only way I saw Charles Oliveira actually having a chance in this fight was if he made the fight dirty. And that's exactly what Charles Oliveira was trying to do. All right, he was trying to bring the fight to Ilia Topuria. He was trying to get into that pocket, land some knees, get the clinch, land some, nasty elbows, possibly cut Ilia Topuria. So Charles Oliveira had a good idea and a good game plan, but unfortunately, amongst the chaos, Ilia Topuria found success, man. He really did. And when it comes to Arman, I think Arman will use his wrestling. He definitely will. I don't think he'll stand in front of Ilia Topuria for much, for a long time. I mean, he'll definitely strike with him, but he'll definitely mix in the wrestling as well. That's for sure. I'm gonna read some of these comments right here. Patty is hungry. He already hate the guy. Fight Club, I agree. I agree with you. Patty is ready. However, I believe Patty the Batty is booked to fight Justin Gaethje. I honestly think that's the fight that's going to happen next, guys. I think Justin Gaethje and Patty the Batty is actually booked for later this year. Patty and Ilia will be so fun to watch. Hunter will, it will be, but I don't think that's the fight that the UFC is going to make. People really don't know who we Georgians really are. Georgia is Power Levine and Hulk Civilian, the best arm wrestler. Consistently, only if Conor McGregor had that. Well, Dean, unfortunately, Conor McGregor, the only thing he's consistent with is catching cases in bathroom stalls. Okay. Ilia versus Patty. I don't think that fight is going to happen. Not yet. I think Ilia is going to fight Arman. Open the Nor. Eric, I don't know what you're talking about. Whose fight on Tom and Spinall? Chammy TV, what are you saying? Charles nearly had 2 submissions chances while got Ilia down, but Ilia had the right body alignment. Hunter, I agree with that. He did have some opportunities, but it's just Ilia Topuria is just nasty. Islam can only stop Ilia. Let's see, will we ever get to see this fight? I think we will be. I think we will get a chance for, Islam versus Ilia Topuria. I think we are going to get that opportunity. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say we're going to get that opportunity, this year. I don't think that fight is going to happen this year. I think both men need to clear out their division, and possibly in the future we can get that fight. But I do see that fight happening. No, it wouldn't. DDP said it was booked for UFC 319. Kobe, if DDP said that, if that's what DDP said, I believe him. I heard another source as well that did say that Justin Gaethje and Paddy the Baddy is actually booked. It's already in the. It's already done. It's a done deal. So I believe what DDP is saying. Islam versus Ilia is the fight to make. I don't think that fight is gonna happen, man. I thought Charles had Ilia with that elbow, but it is what it is. Yeah, Fight Club. Unfortunately, he went in the same time that Ilia threw his right hand, and unfortunately, one of the power, one came with power and one came with less power. And anybody saying Paddy versus Ilia is the fight to take is a casual and would get slapped. Oh my god! I knew Ilia was gonna win against Charles, but was expecting that it would go at least 3 rounds. But he totally shocked me by knocking out Charles in round 1. What were you expecting the outcome of that fight? Well, to answer that question, man, honestly thought honestly thought the fight went exactly how I thought it was gonna go. If you watch my UFC breakdown for this fight, my UFC fight predictions, I said that I do see Ilia Topuria catching Charles Oliveira in the first round. I did say that. I said Charles Oliveira has a tendency to get caught very early in the fights. So with Ilia Topuria having his skills, I just believed it. I just knew for a fact that Ilia Topuria will connect in the first round. Now, this is where I deferred. I said that Charles Oliveira will get knocked down, but he wouldn't be finished. I said that Charles Oliveira will get knocked down and he will use his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills to actually keep him alive. But unfortunately, that's not what happened. Ilia Topuria went in there and he just demolished him. You know what I mean? With just power. And uh that's not what I saw happening. I did see Ilia Topuria catching him. I thought Charles Oliveira would, make it out of that round. Most likely in the second round, start using his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, his wrestling to try to get the fight, to the ground due to what happened in the first round. But he never got that opportunity, unfortunately. But that's how I envisioned it. I know Ilia gonna win against Charles, but oh yeah, I read that. How you doing? How you doing? Somebody has to stop Topuria. Jason 9, I don't think anybody is right now. Maybe Paddy versus Ilia by the end of the year. No, I don't think that fight is gonna happen. Justin Gaethje and Paddy the Baddy is actually booked for later this year, I believe. Fans want Ilia versus Islam, but that only suits in an emotional aspect. Islam is focusing in welterweight, and mainly Ilia Paddy both want to hurt each other. I agree with you, Hunter. I agree with you, but unfortunately, that's not the fight that they're gonna make. You need a great striker to fight Ilia. You definitely do, and maybe you don't need a great striker to fight Ilia. You just need somebody who's defensively sound in striking. If you could defend yourself in the striking, in a striking affair, then you'll be okay. You know what I mean? I would love to see Dustin Poirier versus Ilia Topuria. I would have liked to see that. Um, just because Dustin Poirier can bang. You know what I mean? That guy, he could take a punch. He really can. So if the fight was a striking affair, I would have liked to see Ilia Topuria versus Dustin Poirier. You know what I mean? But that fight, never gonna happen. Thoughts on DDP versus Chimaev. That's the one fight that I've been talking about. That's the one fight that I've been wanting the UFC to make. Finally, they made it. Hopefully, that card stays intact, because if that card falls apart and you know what I mean, is basically in shambles like the rest of the UFC cards in 2025 have been, I am going to fall to my knees and shed tears out of my eyes. So hopefully, that card stays intact. Now, when it comes to DDP and Chimaev, guys, I already said this. DDP is the 2.0 version of Keith Jardine. If you don't know who Keith Jardine is, then obviously you haven't been watching the UFC as long as I have been watching the UFC. And DDP is an exact copy and paste of Keith Jardine. Okay. Now, with that said, He is a 2.0 version of Keith Jardine in DDP, but he just finds a way to win. He fumbles himself into a win. He really does. Now, when it comes to Chimaev, he's an animal. The guy's an animal. Did you see what he did to the Reaper? And Robert Whitaker destroyed him. So, in my opinion, I think this is Chimaev's fight to win and to lose. And that's my opinion. Somebody, I think Patty will win against Justin. What's your predictions? Guys, all Patty the Batty, all he has to do is bring down Justin Gaethje to the ground. Justin Gaethje has virtually no Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills, virtually none. Okay, supposedly, Justin Gaethje is supposed to have this background in wrestling, but where is it? Where is it, Justin Gaethje? Because I've never seen you use your wrestling abilities. What wrestling abilities if I've never seen it? So when it comes to Patty, I mean, there's only one way you're going to win this fight, Papa, and that's if you bring him to the ground and submit him. That's the easy way, okay? Islam will beat Ilia 100%. All right, Jason 9. Islam versus Ilia is 50-50 now. Whoa. People on the chat, they're going all out. You said it, I bet it. You said it, I bet it. Charles did not use his range at all. Diesel, you're right. You're right. Charles did not use his range. Charles did not use any of that. You know what I mean? He went in there headlong, and unfortunately, he lost the fight. But guys, if you are betting, right? If you are betting out there and you're using, my knowledge, just remember, okay? Just remember that this for UFC 317, I went 7-4. Okay, so if you actually did bet for with my predictions, I just put money in your pockets. I just went 7-4 for your ass. Appreciate it, okay? And actually, let me repeat my record. I'm 140 wins and 95 losses. 140 wins, guys, and 95 losses. That's above 60%. I'm calling it straight, okay? Appreciate it, guys. Like and subscribe, guys. If you are new to the channel, it takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. The only channel where the fans come first, not last. Okay, let me read some of these comments. When a man is hungry to beat his opponent, it's a win. I don't think Islam wants to fight Ilia. I think Fight Club. I think Islam just wants to go to the welterweight division. I think that's what that is. Do you think Pantoja should move up to fight Merab after the Josh Van fight? I do think so. I do think that's a fight that they should make. I think Alexander Pantoja should move up and fight Merab after the Joshua Van fight, if possible. I think that's a very entertaining fight. I think, for Merab, I think it'll be a great opportunity for both men to build their name. Champion versus champion. Alexander Pantoja versus Merab. I think that's terrific. Book it. Islam doesn't care about him. I think that's the point. You know what I mean? I think he's moving on to the welterweight division. Ilia Topuria, the best ever. It hurt my soul watching Charles Oliveira loses in the first 2 minutes. Man, it hurt my soul too, man. It hurt my soul. I never seen that guy like that. Ilia, the Constitutor Topuria. I've seen enough, but the Timo McGregor against Aspinall. Yo, Jason 9, you crazy, bro. You guys are wilding on the chat, man. You really are, guys. You guys are wilding on the chat. You slipping and you falling and you can't get up. Okay. Let me see. Ilia comes from a great. All right. The only sensible fight I think would beat Topuria is Arman. He would defend the strike and mix the wrestling. Combat. I agree. I agree with you. I think Arman is the fight to make. Topuria versus McGregor is the fight we want. Hell no. I don't want to see McGregor not even near an octagon, okay? That's my opinion on that one. He needs to retire. Actually retire from catching cases in bathroom stalls. Ilia is a clown. Motherfucker acts wants to be McGregor so bad. Jason 9, I understand what you're saying, you know what I mean? But Unfortunately, Ilia Topuria, in my opinion, is doing it better. Okay, if I had to put a grade on it, I think he's doing it a lot better than Conor McGregor. Okay, especially for the fact that he's not catching cases in bathroom stalls, guys. Okay, let's go back to that. Let me see. Uh, Pennsylvania, Big Boy 4018 says Pennsylvania. What's up, man? What's going on in Pennsylvania? So forced, it's cringe. I hear you, Jason 9. I hear you. You know what I mean? It is cringe, kind of. It is cringe. I'm not gonna lie about that one. I can honestly admit it. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. I think Chimaev will win against Drives. He would use relentless wrestling. What's your prediction? Uh, yeah, I think Chimaev wins against DDP, man. I think Chimaev wins against DDP, and I think he wins any way he wants. If he wants the fight to be striking, I think he could win there. If he wants to take the fight to the ground, I think he could win there as well. Do you think Jon Jones dunked Aspinall? I don't know, man. John achieved what he wanted. When it comes to Jon Jones, I do not think for a second that Jon Jones was ducking Tom Aspinall. I don't believe that at all. I just think that honestly, Jon Jones wasn't interested in fighting a guy that couldn't basically build anything for Jon Jones. You know what I mean? If it can't build some type of legacy for Jon Jones, then he doesn't want to be a part of anything that has to do with low budget, basically. And I think that's what he saw Tom Aspinall as, just another fighter. And like Jon Jones said, it's just going to be it's always going to be another fighter, another fighter. So that's my take on that one. Hey man, what's up? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to the chat, man. Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe, okay? And guys, don't forget to click that bell notification, okay? It keeps us all connected in this beautiful community that you guys are building, okay? Your opinion on JDM versus Topuria? Well, that'll be a great striking fight. That'll be a great striking fight, but I think JDM, just being a bigger guy, I think JDM has a good chance to land some good punches. I'll tell you that much. Ilya oh my god. Oh yeah, Patty gonna kill him. Watch the Chandler fight wrestling. Ilya the Timu McGregor. Jason 9, I agree. Ilya will ill McNuggets. The Ginger Cinderella McGregor. Yeah, no shit. McGregor is in his cocaine arc. Islam needs only one hold to put the lights out, and Ilya needs that one correct shot for a knockout. I agree with you, 100 real. Connor Coke butt. Yeah, he definitely is. That guy, and he's trying to be a president. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine Conor McGregor as a president? Guys, we're living in a simulation. All right, we are living in a simulation right now. Leaving a woman penniless in a car and escaping from a police can happen to anyone. Guys, Dana White said it himself. Guys, Dana White is on the chat defending Jon Jones as we speak right now. Guys, everybody, do not speak badly about Jon Jones. We have Dana White on the chat as we speak right now, finally making his UFC media appearances. Here he is, Jon Jones' father, Dana White. Oh my God. And you're absolutely right, Dana. You're absolutely right. Anybody on any given day, okay, can leave a woman penniless, basically half naked, all right, in a wrecked car. That can happen to anybody. It can happen to me. It can happen to me right now. Shit. You know what I mean? Ilya won't lose. Dana White spitting facts. Jason 9, I agree. Dana White is spitting facts, all right? That could happen to anybody. That could happen to your grandfather, for all we know, okay? Ilya ain't winning against Conor. Look, Hunter, look, man. First of all, Conor McGregor doesn't have any Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills, okay? The guy will get submitted. Conor McGregor will get submitted by Ilia Topuria, all right? Point blank, period. Point blank, fucking period. Ilya don't want to go to 170, bro. I don't think Ilya does. I don't think Ilya wants to go to 170. I think he wants to stay in the lightweight division and basically make possibly clean out the division. And if not, maybe he will move up to the welterweight division just to conquer 3 belts and be the first UFC fighter to ever do that. Damn, there's a lot of comments here I haven't even got to. You know what? I'm just gonna skip a lot of these guys. I'm sorry. Let me. All right, let me skip all those. All right, I'm back on a put him Nkalaev. Jon Jones, NYS high school wrestling. What the heck? If Conor McGregor became president of Ireland, he gonna declare war on Dagestan. Hopefully not, man. Hopefully not. Ilia is small for welterweight. Yeah, possibly. Maybe he is too small. Maybe I'm not sure about that though. I'm not sure about that because to be honest with you, he did great against Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira outsized him. You know what I mean? And he did very good. Fight me. Somebody says fight me on the chat. Look, guys, let's not get violent on the chat. I don't want to fight anyone for that matter. All right, I don't want to fight nobody. This is a peaceful channel. All right, but I could tell you what, the script can be flipped really quick. All right, so don't try me on my chat. Don't be coming around here and having me, having to show you where I'm from. Because back where I'm from, you don't want to you don't want to go there. You don't want to go to the Gaethjes. Ilia versus Aspinall. That's a great fight, man. Book it. Let me see. New to the channel, bro. I will be tapping in. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for tapping in, man. I really appreciate it, guys. Anybody excited about Zabit Magomedsharipov making his long-awaited debut once again? I'm hearing there's rumors out there that Zabit might be coming back into the UFC, and if he does, guys, how do you think he does, right now in the UFC? Let me see. Topuria is way too small for welterweight. Maybe not, guys. Early stoppers, Charles was going to get that sub. True King, you are idiotic. You are idiotic. Charles Oliveira was sleeping. Anyone, anytime. Your view on Islam versus JDM. I think Islam can submit JDM round 4. I like Islam's chances. You know what I mean? I think Islam is a better mixed martial arts fighter, a better overall mixed martial arts fighter, like I said. As I said, you know what I mean? The guy, he could strike with the best of them. If you watch the Dustin Poirier fight, he was able to strike with Dustin Poirier and mix it up with him. Not only that, but Islam, he has tremendous wrestling. He could take you down, submit you. And his wrestling is with purpose. Islam's wrestling comes with purpose, meaning he has a 95% rate. When he takes you down, he's going to submit you. So Islam is just a finisher. So I'll pick Islam to win that fight against JDM. Islam and Ilia fight will happen, but not now. Let them chasing the dream first, and they will meet. I do agree with you, Max. I agree with you with that one. He's so small. I can't go full strength against little guys. He's so small. I can't go full strength against little guys. Good luck against that. Somebody says Zabit is coming back. Well, that's what his manager said. Apparently, his manager, Ali, whatever his name is, he tweeted something about Zabit. And I honestly do think Zabit will be coming back. So what do you think about that? Zabit was my favorite fighter, man. Zabit was nasty, guys. Zabit he was the one fighter when he disappeared. I told myself, where did he go? The guy had, oh my God, like I wanted to see Zabit versus Max Holloway. I wanted to see that fight. I wanted to see Zabit versus Yair Rodriguez. I wanted to see that fight. There were so many fights out there that I wanted to see, guys. We want to see Liver King versus Joe Rogan. That's the fight to make. Book it. That is the fight to make. But apparently Joe Rogan called the police. Joe Rogan is a snitch. Joe Rogan called the police on the Liver King and said to the police that I got a crazed man making his approach on my property, and he's looking for a fight. You know what I mean? And he might be with Dana White because Dana White has a show called Looking for a Fight. All right, and Matt Serra might be with them too. Oh my God. I can name one person where 1 billion people will agree on Ilia and Islam both are scared of. Who, Hunter? Who? I can't believe this. I can't believe this. McGregor P. Poirier, though, it was some time ago, but if he bets Poirier, he can beat Poirier. But he is doing cocaine now. Well, Jason 9, actually, he lost against Dustin Poirier. Last time I checked, he lost twice against him. For sure. 14-0 Zabit. Telling you, man. I'm telling you, Zabit will have took out everyone. I agree with you, free Gary. I agree with you. Rogan is a chick. Is it what? I don't know. Damn. Who? Canelo is king. The first fight though. Oh, the Jason 9, man. That was a long time ago. I mean, that was a long time ago. We can't. Come on now. Come on. We can't bring up old shit like that. We cannot bring up old shit like that. I mean, because if we're gonna bring up old shit like that, then we're gonna bring up the fact that Dee Devlin still doesn't have a ring on her finger. All right, let's bring that up, guys. Let's talk about that. If you want to bring up old shit like that, Jason 9, then we're gonna bring up the fact that Conor McGregor still hasn't married Dee Devlin. Okay, let's talk about that one. Let's talk about how Dee Devlin and me are actually communicating through DMs, and she's telling me that she needs me to fly out to Ireland and save her ass from Conor McGregor. Let's talk about that one, guys. Okay? All right? Dee Devlin needs to be saved from this madman and Conor McGregor. All right? And I'm the man to do it. This guy with the two thumbs pointed at him, okay? Coming at Dee Devlin, saving her from this animal. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it, guys. The only channel where the fans come first, not last. Okay? Is the mic hot? Yes, it is. Let me read some of these comments. Let me see. Somebody says, do you know who Jesus is? Do you know who Jesus is? Yes, I know who Jesus is. And he was the plug. Back in the day, I knew a guy named Jesus, and he was the plug. Let me tell you something. Jesus knew how to get everything from everywhere. Okay? Let me tell you something. He was the main plug for everybody. I'm talking about everybody. Okay? So I know Jesus. I know him fairly closely. Haven't talked to him in years, though. But I bet you right now, if I gave him a call, I could get hooked up real quick. Yeah, you're right. Gotta admit that. Thank you. Thank you, Jason 9. Thank you. That was 10 years ago. Oh, hell no, true king. I mean, Jesus Christ, true king. Brother, you look like Topuria's cousin. Lies. Jesus can't stop Topuria. If Topuria was on the spectrum, this guy should be arrested. Really? You're out of here for that nonsense. Are you kidding me right now? You're out of here writing stuff like that. Hell no. Out of here. Jesus versus Topuria for UFC 318. Yeah, man. Isn't he? Isn't he, guys? I mean, it's craziness. The craziness that beyond here, man. It's crazy, guys. It literally is, guys. I don't know. I don't know, guys, but you know, UFC 317, it did deliver. I have to say it did deliver. UFC 317 did deliver. I thought the fights were exciting. You know, there were some questionable fights on there that were just questionable. I mean, Nico Price versus Jacoby Smith, guys, they're both dead bodies. They're literally dig him up 6 feet from the fucking, cemetery floor and bring him into the octagon. That's basically what Dana White and the UFC said when they booked this one, Nico and Jacoby Smith. That's one fight that I was not interested in seeing. But, everything else, it went well. It really did go well. The Tracy Cortez fight, I wasn't really excited for that. You know what I mean? I did get some, I got to see Tracy Cortez, so that's always a good thing, right? That's always a good thing. I'm gonna read some of these comments here. Jones will come back after retirement. He is just playing mind games. Well, if he is playing mind games, I'm tired of him. This dude said, hopefully you're not a white dude, but you said something looks like a betrayal of Topuria had a baby. LOL, for real. I wanted Charles to win. I wanted Charles to win too, man. I wanted Charles to win too, guys. I literally did. Okay, that's the reason why I picked Charles to win. Unfortunately, he didn't. Got slept in the first round, first 2 minutes. How's your day? My day is going good, man. My day is going great. I cannot complain. I had a busy weekend, so I did not go live for this UFC event. I didn't even go live for the early prelims, unfortunately. I was out of commission. You know what I mean? I was very busy this weekend. But I did make my UFC fight prediction video. And, I paid attention to the event. I really did. So here we are. New lightweight champion, Ilia Topuria. New challenger in the flyweight division, Joshua Van. And some great stuff. Some great stuff came out of UFC 317, honestly. Tracy Cortez fights are always good. I mean, Tracy Cortez fights are that fight wasn't that great, but like I said, it was great to see her. It was great to see Tracy Cortez. It really was. I mean, if Tracy Cortez could talk less, I would like her more. I'm just being real. Sometimes she talks and I'm just like, what? But I'm just being real, guys. I'm just being real. But Tracy Cortez, she's a pretty girl. You know what I mean? Very, very much interested in seeing some more of her. You know what I mean? Very much. When will Usman and Paul Hughes will come to UFC? They are really good. I don't know, guys. I don't know when the UFC is going to do that, to be honest. Good morning from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Hey, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Hey. Big ups. Big ups to all my Puerto Ricans out there in Puerto Rico. Never been to Puerto Rico. Would love to go. I know I probably have cousins over there walking around Puerto Rico. That's the reason why I don't want to go to Puerto Rico, because most likely I'll bump into a cousin and there'll be some type of incest there. You know what I mean? So I try to stay away from that island. You know what I mean? Just because I have a big family. You know what I mean? The last thing I need is some relations to happen by accident. Okay. So no, I'm just joking, guys. But big ups to everybody in Puerto Rico, man. Big ups to all my Puerto Ricans, man. All right, all of you. Big ups to you. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Stop yapping, bro. You have to be. You don't have to be yapping. Well, you could get the fuck off my channel. That's what you could do. You know what I mean? And you can tell your mother to stop yapping her pussy lips. All right, because it took a lot of yapping over the years. Okay, I could tell you that much. A lot of yapping over the years. All right, so tell her to close that freaking lip. All right, please. All right. Maybe if she would have closed those, you wouldn't be here on my fucking chat. Son of a bitch. But anyways, guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Don't ever come around my channel trying me, because I'm going to try you right back. Okay? Let me read some of these chats right here. For real, what the fuck we was talking about at the end of the fight, motherfucker? We don't care about your political opinion. Jason 9, I agree. Jason 9, I agree with you wholeheartedly. That's what I'm talking about, Jason 9. You know what I mean? Like some motherfuckers, they get up on the mic and they say the wrong things. You know what I mean? Like they just absolutely blow themselves right into just a diabolical issue. And it's like, when it comes to Tracy Cortez, just go out there and fight. That's all you have to do. Go out there and fight. It's simple. It's so simple. Go out there, fight, look pretty while you're doing it with your little fake eyelashes, and look good doing it. Fight and look good doing it, and just keep your mouth fucking shut, please. Do yourself a favor and do us a favor. Don't ever talk. You just is a bad look. It's a bad look for Tracy Cortez, please. All right, whoever's in charge of her media, I mean, they need to coach her and tell her less talking. You know what I mean? Just less talking. Talking about she wants to be a voice. Be a voice for what? Ain't nobody looking, at you to be a voice for anything. You kidding me right now, Tracy Cortez? They're looking at you right now because you're sexy. Okay, I'm just being real. I'm telling you from a man's perspective, okay? They're not looking at you to talk. They're not looking for you for your political fucking views. All right, they're looking at you because they want to see something jiggle. That's the only reason why they're watching the fight, okay? All right, Tracy? All right, there we go. Moving on from that, though. Let me read some of these comments. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about someone in the chat. Oh my God. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I apologize. I apologize. You know what I mean? I just read that comment. And if you better not be making me apologize to you, and then you coming at me, and you know what I mean? Don't do that. I'll hunt you down like cattle, man. All right, don't do that to me. All right, but anyways, bro, you are second DDP. What a roast, bro. You are second DDP. What a roast. Look, man, I'm just being real, man. I don't mean to say this about Tracy Cortez. I really don't. I don't mean to say this about her. I really don't. It's just, oh man, as soon as she opened her mouth and started talking, I said to myself, why are they letting her talk? Why I don't understand it, guys. I don't understand it. Tracy Cortez just shot herself in her own foot. You know what I mean? She looks stupid out there. Honestly. So I want something to say. Like, shut up. Nobody gives a fuck about it. Just go out there and fight, bro. Shit. I'm just being real, guys. This is an MMA stream. Yes, it is. This is an MMA stream. We've been talking about UFC 317, post UFC 317, and my UFC fight predictions for 2025. Actually, I'm 140 wins and 95 losses. That's 140 wins and 95 losses. That's above 60% on calling it straight for my UFC fight prediction for 2025. And we're gonna keep going, guys. We're gonna keep getting these dubs, and you already know. We all know why we watch her. Let's be for real. We don't even care if she wins. Honestly, guys. Honestly, guys, I'm just being real. Nobody cares about the wins and losses when it comes to Tracy Cortez. She could literally lose all her fights, get cut by the UFC, and people will still be looking for her fights. Okay? And the only reason why is because they want to see something jiggle. Okay? They want to see something pop out of that UFC, clothing. That's the only reason why. Okay? I got 2 Twinkies. I like Twinkies. I like Twinkies a lot, actually. I like them. I like Twinkies, man. That was like one of my favorite snacks right there. You know, not so much nowadays. You know what I mean? I try to stay away from the Twinkies, of course. But let me tell you something. A Twinkie every now and then is good for your heart. I could tell you that much. It really is, guys. It really is. You got to try it. You got to try it. Don't knock it till you try it. Okay. We have a UFC break. We don't have UFC event this weekend, so we got a nice little UFC break here. So it gives me enough time to catch up with everybody else because everybody else just keeps pumping out videos daily. And you know what I mean? I've been on a little hiatus due to my vacation that I had, you know. So I gotta start pumping out these videos. I really do. I do mine a little differently. I like doing live, so that's the way we're doing this. We're gonna start pumping these out daily now. You know what I mean? I will be here. I will be here. Let me see. Tracy Cortez smells like turtle ankles, bruh. Juice Man, hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully, you know, Tracy Cortez doesn't smell that way because I could tell you what. Uh, to me, she looks appealing and she looks like she smells terrific. You know what I mean? Um, should the female fights take place in a pit of mud? Uh, you know, that's a good point. You know what I mean? That's creative. I like your ideas. You know what I mean? Maybe you and the UFC should have a conversation on making some new ideas for the female, for their divisions because they need help. All right, especially the bantamweight division. Help that division, please. I thought Jamal Hill fights this weekend. Yeah, me too. I thought Jamal Hill fights this weekend too, especially knowing that the guy's in just in shambles. You know what I mean? The guy, he was my 2024 crash out of the year, and he almost he, he's almost going to be back to back 2024 2025 crash out of the year, but we're still halfway through the year. There's some more candidates, you know what I mean, for that as of right now. Yair Rodriguez is number 2 for crash out of the year. Number 3 is Brendan Schaub. So there's some other candidates there. What do you think is going to happen with the heavyweight division? There's not really a good opponent for Asma, maybe Popovich. Guys, I made a video about this. And I could tell you exactly what's going to happen with that division, guys. There's nothing. There's nothing that's going to happen with that division, guys. The division is in shambles. The heavyweight division is in shambles, guys. I mean, look at your top 5, guys. Your top 5 in the heavyweight division. You got Cyril Gane, you got Alexander Volkov, you got Sergey Popovic, you got Curtis. Guys, we got Curtis Blades. We got Jolton Almeida, and then we got Waldo Cortez Acosta. As you know, in your top 10, guys, the heavyweight division is in shambles. There's nobody there for Aspinall to fight. The only fight to make right now, in my opinion, is Tom Aspinall versus Alexander. What is it? Damn it! Why am I having a brain fart? Alex Pereira. Tom Aspinall versus Alex Pereira. That's the next fight. And that's the only fight that can make that actually exciting. That brings, some type of oomph when you bring up their name. Anything else? I mean, what? Waldo Cortez Acosta? You think that's gonna be exciting? You think Cyril Gane and Tom Aspinall is gonna be exciting? Those fights that is shameful, okay, to even say. Let me read some of these comments here. They're coming out quickly. Alexa Grasso versus Tracy Cortez. I mean, that's a possible fight. I think Alexa Grasso beats her, though. All divisions need help. I don't think so, man. I mean, the welterweight division is really good. The bantamweight division is really good. The featherweight division is really good. The men's bantamweight division is really good. I mean, yeah, the flyweight division needs some help a little bit. The women's bantamweight division is in shambles. The heavyweight division is in shambles. Middleweight division is good. Light heavyweight division is good. So it's okay, but yeah, there's some divisions in there that need some help. Let me see. Grasso needs no makeup. Tracy needs 30 pounds of makeup to look cute and just somewhat little cheeks. Hey, I hear you. I hear you. I don't like. Juiceman. I agree with you. I agree with you, but I still think. I think. I still think Tracy Cortez can get it. Aspinall ducking Shamal Gaziv. That's crazy. Game will probably fight Tom and Volkov might get the rematch. You mean Gon will probably fight Tom Aspinall and Volkov might get the rematch? That is fucking insane. Jason Nine says hi. How you doing, man? Why has UFC turned to shit in the past couple of years? Politics on par with boxing these days. I agree with you, man. Unfortunately, we hit in this turbulent area when it comes to the UFC. You know what I mean? The product that the UFC is giving us is not even subpar, guys. If you guys look at some of the cards, back 10 years ago that the UFC was putting together, guys, day and night. I'm talking day and night. The cards back in the day were fantastic. Fan fucking tastic. And now is just, you know, a half-ass product. Dana White is checked out. UFC, I don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? Look at the Ultimate Fighter. It's in shambles. They got two retired guys as coaches, thinking that's going to be entertaining and is going to bring new viewers to watch the Ultimate Fighter with two old ass has-beens in DC and Chael Sonnen. Sorry, all due respect, but it's only true. Fucking factual. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Imagine Prime Ngannou in that division. Jason 9, I agree. That would have been disgusting. But unfortunately, the UFC is not even gonna bring Francis Ngannou back into the UFC, let alone, even communicate with him. Let's hit the like button. Juice man, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, guys, hit that like button. Okay. And don't forget to click that bell notification, okay? It keeps us all connected in this beautiful community that you guys are building, guys. Because let me tell you something. You guys are building this channel, man. This is your channel. I'm just a pilot. 30 pounds of makeup makes them miss weight. Dana, that's messed up, man. Dana doesn't give a shit anymore. The promoting and the hype of these events is really bad. Did you see Dana White making his UFC appearances? No, and now he's making his UFC appearances. Now that the news of Jon Jones is out. That's the only reason why, guys. Okay, that is the only reason why Dana White is making his appearances now. Now that he doesn't have to be answer any more questions about Jon Jones, and that is the damn honest truth. All right. I like how you're interacting with your viewers, bro. Gained a new sub here. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate that, man. Look, man, like I always say, guys, you know what I mean? This is, the only channel where the fans come first, not last. You know what I mean? That's the reason why I like interacting with everybody on the chat, regardless if you're coming at me sideways or if you're just communicating with me on, a communicative level, right? Hey, I'll communicate with you any which way possible. It's just my duty. I'm just the pilot, and you guys are the building blocks, basically. You guys are building this channel, and I really appreciate it. I cannot stress that enough, guys. Okay? I really appreciate each and every one of you guys, man, for helping me build this channel and continuously build this channel. We're slowly but surely building this thing, and huge thank you to you guys. Let me read some of these chats before I go. Bro, anyone says Jones would have stopped Aspinall if they did fight. Juice Man, I agree with you. I couldn't understand what you wrote, but I think I know what you're saying. Jon Jones must have something on Dana. Doesn't make sense why he always bent over backwards for him, but treats the rest of the roster like peanuts. He most likely does. He most likely does. You know what I mean? Technology is a hell of a thing. Thoughts on Islam versus JDM? Look, man, in my opinion, we talked about this earlier. I think JDM has this fight. But against a guy like Islam, I don't think he beats Islam. You know what I mean? Yes, do I believe JDM can find success on the feet? Yes, he can. But I think Islam is going to use his overall mixed martial arts skills, and that's where it differs. I think Islam is a better overall fighter, but I do believe in JDM, but I just don't believe that JDM can pull it off against Islam. I think Islam is going to go in there and beat him any which way possible. And that's my opinion on that one, guys. Do you think Jon Jones is gay? Um, I don't know, man. I'm just being real, man. I don't really think about other people's life like that. Like I could care less if he's gay or not. It's not. I haven't really put much thought into Jon Jones' sexuality. I really haven't. I just haven't. So for me to say, do I think he's gay? Maybe. You know what I mean? Do I care? No. Does it change my opinion about him? Not really. You know what I mean? He's the same animal that he's always been, right? Um, Hi monthly, Daniel Poirier. Daniel, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you. Do you fight? Not anymore. No, I haven't. I haven't competed in decades. Decades, I'm telling you. Charles versus Ilia was rigged. Do you think so? I don't know about that one, man. Why you say it's rigged? What makes you think that? He probably is. Mr. Nikki, do you know the to fight? Mr. OEMMA TV, do you know how to fight? Do I know how to fight? I know how to defend myself. Yeah, I sparred before. I sparred lots of people. I got my ass beat lots of times. I've won some of the sparring matches. I competed in Muay Thai when I was younger. I'm 2-0 in Muay Thai. Never competed in anything else but Muay Thai. But done a lot of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. But yeah, I know how to defend myself for sure. For sure, know how to defend myself. Not gonna say that I haven't gotten beat up. I've gotten beat up lots of times. But yeah, it's just part of the game. Your internet life too much with the Dana White trolling. This last fight card was sick. Great fights. He gave a few fighters their win bonuses when he didn't have to. Well, Joseph, I agree. I agree with you on that one as well. Dana White has his ways. Dana White has his ways. I don't care, but there's some weird shit. What do you mean? What weird shit, Jason 9? He's not. That's just my opinion. But at the same time, I don't care either. I got you, man. I got you. Which sport? I just named them. I just named them. Not rigged. Stop. I get what you're saying. Boxing, BJJ, MMA. Well, I train mixed martial arts. I train mixed martial arts later on in my life, but I started off with Muay Thai. I started off with Muay Thai and boxing. Muay Thai and boxing, mostly Muay Thai because that's what I competed in. Competed in Muay Thai. Later on, got introduced into Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Did a lot of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. So if I had to pick my game apart, it's mostly Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. It's a mixture between Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and a little bit of kickboxing in there. Nice specs. It was destined to win. Dana doesn't play about his golden boys and prospects. White belt? No, no, definitely not, Joseph. Definitely not a white belt. If I was to roll with a white belt, I'll strangle him. You know what I mean? I'll strangle him. There's nothing a white belt can do to me. I'll strangle a white belt. I'll strangle a blue belt. I've strangled blue belts. You know what I mean before, and I'll strangle white belts as well. I have I have a better time rolling with like I say purple belts. I think that's probably where I fall, like somewhere around those that that belt, I guess you could say. Just because every time I rolled against a purple belt, I can honestly say it's been tough. It's been you know, purple belts from what I can feel, it seems as if they're strategizing just as fast as me, and they're strategizing plans ahead of plans just as fast as I am as well. So I'll say around there. That's where I'm at. Where are you from, bro? It's 3:55 where I'm at. Woke up out of nowhere. Now can't go back to sleep. Well, Juice Man, I am from the U.S. I'm from the U.S. Right now I'm in the South, and right now it is 7 o'clock in the morning. Joshua Van is up next. Joshua Van is up next, man. Van versus Pantoja. That's going to be a good fight, man. That's going to be a terrific fight. But I think Alexander Pantoja wins that fight just because, I mean, the guy has phenomenal Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, phenomenal wrestling, and I think he'll be able to utilize that against Joshua Van. Tom Aspinall has famously said that DC, in his prime, statistically would have been a tough matchup for him. Do you believe that? Man, that's a good question, and the way you put it, I agree. I agree with Tom Aspinall. I agree with him wholeheartedly. Daniel Cormier was no easy match for anyone. Okay, let's not forget, we're talking about Daniel Cormier in his prime that stepped in on short notice and won the heavyweight strap. You know what I mean? If we're talking about what was it on Strikeforce or whatnot. I mean, the guy DC was phenomenal. So he's a hard match for anybody, and that's just the truth. What do you train? I don't train anymore. Like I don't train at a specific gym. Those days are over, especially now that I'm older. I don't go to gyms anymore. I leave that for the young guys. You know what I mean? But I do get together with my friends, and we do get a good sparring session in, and we usually do some Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. We definitely do row, and we definitely do spar. But we keep each other safe, minimal injuries. So that's the main reason why we do this instead of going to gyms, just because it's too many injuries happening at gyms. You look like a fellow man lover. Well, you know, I'm how can I say this? I'm comfortable with my sexuality. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid to, you know what I mean, to admit to people that I'm just absolutely in love with females. Females are like the best creatures in this earth, and you know what I mean. I love them. You know what I mean, and to each their own. You know what I mean. If you like men, that's awesome. I'm not into that. But you know what I mean, to each their own. I'm not gonna judge you. You know what I mean? Just don't judge me. Van needs to work on his grappling, then he'll be elite, but he's already an elite striker. If Michael J. White fought in the UFC, do you think he would have been a world champ? Michael J. White. That's a big motherfucker. That's a big motherfucker. Let me tell you something. That motherfucker, he has some skills, some real skills. So Kenny could have possibly he could have been champion for sure. But again, we would have to see what's his ground game like. You know what I mean? I know his striking is phenomenal, but we'll have to see how his defensive ground game would be. But that's an awesome question, man. I mean, awesome question. But guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Okay? Thank you for supporting independent MMA media. I really appreciate you guys. I really, really do. The only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right? Don't forget to click that bell notification. It keeps us all connected in this beautiful community that you guys are building. Because like I always say, guys, this is your channel. I'm just the pilot, man. All right? Love from New Zealand. Anyway, bro, appreciate you answering my question. Of course, man. Of course, blessings from me to you. All right? And more blessings coming your way, man. Guys, like and subscribe. I'm out of here. Until next time, peace. One love. You already know.